All right, guys, I want to welcome you to our exercise class. This is one of my favorite classes because so many people are exercising improperly. So many people think all they got to do is ab work and get rid of their belly. You can't spot reduce. There's no easy way. Exercise is something we're going to need to do the rest of our life. And once you stop moving, you start losing all function in life. We have to keep moving. And exercise is one of the ways we do that. Now, one of the big problems with exercise, though, is we're out there hammering the crooked nail. We're exercising and we've got a joint dysfunction. We don't realize it because we've kind of adapted to it. Then you end up coming in and we x-ray the knee and it's got zero cartilage left because you were running on your knee for years and didn't know it because you didn't have any pain. So before you start any exercise program, make sure we tell you it's time to start. Because if you're hammering the crooked nail, you're going to make your whole body worse. And then once you get surgery, you're never the same again. So make sure that we always do a joint assessment before you start any kind of exercise program. And remember, in exercise, there's basically three different types. There's anaerobic, there's aerobic, and there's flexibility, okay? We're not really going to get much into flexibility today because that's in a separate class, but we're going to hit the anaerobic and the aerobic very hard. And we're going to give you everything you need to know about both of those. And remember, wellness is my hobby. I do all this research for you guys so you don't have to. So the stuff I'm teaching you works. I've been doing it for years, and as the research changes, I adapt. So I'm constantly doing the research. I'm finding out, and it's my hobby. I love to do it, and I love to come back and present this information to you. So you're going to get a lot out of this class, but just pay attention because most people don't realize that we need all three types of exercise. And aerobic is one of the most important because what aerobic does is it really is just good for your heart. It gets your heart rate up. And remember, when we're doing aerobic exercise, the goal is not to pick an aerobic exercise that works one part of your body. I heard someone say, well, I want to do elliptical because it works my rear more. I want to do jogging more because it works my calves more. No, you do the exercise as a goal to get the heart rate up. So it's not about any kind of working a particular part. Aerobic exercise is just to it's all for your heart, not for any other part of your body, okay? Now, the goal in aerobic exercise is to get your heart rate up to its maximum level at some point. And we've got a little graph here for you. And on the graph, you can see there's different levels of aerobic activity. But we want you to eventually get your way up to level 10. But you're going to start at a nice, comfortable level until you're ready for that. Most people use walking. The problem with walking is it's hard to get your heart rate up to the highest point. So, but I personally love the elliptical machine. Swimming is probably the best overall aerobic exercise, but you can also do rowing machine, cycling, bicycle outside, lots of different activities. You pick the activity that you can do on a regular basis to get your heart rate up close to that maximum heart rate side, okay? Now, the benefits of aerobic activity, obviously, it's good for your heart, it's good for your metabolic rate, it spikes your metabolism, it reduces your stress level, increases overall blood flow, improves your cholesterol levels, improves your digestion, boosts immune system. I mean, anytime you can get your blood flowing better, it's just going to be better for you. So, aerobic exercise is really, really beneficial for you. If you haven't done the nitro workout, it's only a 2-minute workout. A lot of times people start with the nitro workout. It's also got a lot of spinal stabilization in it. That class is also on our website. So it's a really quick class, but it's called the nitro workout. It takes 2 minutes to do it, but it's a great way to start or warm yourself up before any workout, okay? Now, the best aerobic exercise is actually the peak 8. And the peak 8, the goal there is to eventually get your heart rate up to its maximum potential, okay? And we start with the peak 8, 10 minutes because it's the easiest and it is very effective. And again, it only takes 10 minutes. So the first minute, you're kind of warming up. The second minute, all the way to the 7th minute, you're doing 20 seconds of hard, fast interval training with a 40-second rest. And then you're going to repeat that 7 times. And then you're going to cool down for 1 minute. So if you look at the graph over there, it's got a pretty good picture of what your heart rate's going to be doing. So I'll just tell you what I do. I'm on the elliptical machine. When I'm on the elliptical machine, I'll warm up for a minute. And before I do my any kind of exercise, I start off with the nitro. Then I do my active stretching. And the active stretching just warms me up. And then I'll do the exercise I'm going to do for a minute. And then I'll start my intervals. My first interval with the elliptical, I'm going to go about 80 stairs per minute. And then I'm going to add 10 each time until I get to 150. And this is a picture of what it does to my heart rate. So I start off nice and easy, and I keep getting harder and harder. And the last 2 reps, I'm pretty much at my maximum rate. So this is a wonderful, and once you get your heart up to its maximum rate, you are now building that cardio muscle. You're cleaning out your arteries. You've ever been behind a car that's kind of old and they haven't driven it hard lately and they push the accelerator down really fast and all this black smoke comes out of the back? That's what this Peak 8 does. It cleans you out so that you can have a nice, strong heart. And before you do the Peak 8, make sure that your body is warmed up and ready. Make sure you don't have any underlying health conditions. Get approved by your doctor. But it is a wonderful way. Most of us, you could just start with walking, and you walk kind of slowly, and then you walk and you walk a little bit faster, okay? And then you walk slowly again. A lot of times when I'm traveling, I'm out of town, I'll find a hill, and I'll run up the hill, and I'll walk down the hill. I'll run up the hill, and I'll walk down the hill. So you can do this interval training anywhere, and most of you probably see you start with walking. Walk up the hill, walk down the hill, walk up the hill, walk down the hill. And it's a 20-second up, 40-second down. Now, once you can accomplish this Peak 810 very well, then you're ready to move into the Peak 820. Only difference here, same principle, it's just now you're going to be 30 seconds instead of 20, and your rest will be 90 instead of 40. So you're going to be going a little harder, a little longer, and the whole thing just takes more time. But what I typically do, Peak 820, I do that on Tuesdays and Thursdays. On Saturdays, and then on Thursday, I do the Peak 8, the light one. So my light day is more like the Peak 810, my heavy day is the Peak 820, okay? So wonderful example of how we can get that heart rate up to its maximum. When you do the Peak 8, you're going to do something that no exercise does. You're going to increase your testosterone and your growth hormone. And so many people are low in your hormones. And one of the things we talked about in the Holy Hormone class is that high intensity interval training helps your body get back to its normal hormone level. So it's very good for you. It causes your skin to firm up, increases your muscle tone, increases your energy, sexual desire, increases athletic speed and performance. All your athletes are doing this kind of work. Decreases your time to achieve. In the old days, our aerobic was, we're going to get out and run for an hour. And now we're finding that's not as beneficial, not nearly as beneficial as, in fact, there's some negative effects of that as well. But these intervals are much more effective at getting you to your goals, and also accelerates weight loss because it helps spike your metabolism. So Peak 8 workouts are much more effective than the old, go out and run for an hour or 30 minutes, whatever it was, okay? Now, anaerobic exercise is very important too, because now we're working the muscles. Anaerobic exercise by definition doesn't require oxygen, but so you can do a set of push-ups holding your breath, okay? So I like anaerobic because it increases muscle tone. And when you increase muscle tone, you also increase metabolism. My most common is weightlifting, but you can also do push-ups, you can do sit-ups, you can do pull-ups, you can do a lot of things for anaerobic activity. But the main thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to increase our metabolism. And how we do that is by increasing our muscle mass ratio. The higher our muscle mass ratio is, the faster our metabolism is. So remember this, your metabolism is controlled by your nervous system. So that's why we get people adjusted. Many people, just from getting adjusted alone, start losing weight because their metabolism is controlled by the nervous system. The next stage to increase your metabolism is to increase your muscle mass ratio. Higher muscle percentage you have, faster your metabolism, more calories you're going to burn. It also increases your good cholesterol. That's the cholesterol that takes your cholesterol out of the blood vessels and to the liver to detoxify. And then it also increases bone density. So you don't get osteoporosis when you've been under a weight training program for years and years, okay? So anaerobic exercise is very good. And here's a picture of my most common and my favorite exercise is the deadlift. And the reason I like the deadlift is because it works the entire body. Now remember, when you do the deadlift, it's either the best exercise for you or it's the worst. If you do it with the right technique, just like the picture we're showing you there, it will increase the size of your muscles in your back, your legs, your shoulders, your forearms, it works your whole body. So it's the biggest impact on increasing your metabolism. But if you do it wrongly and you don't have your back curved and you have your back bowed instead of curved, it is the worst exercise for you. So if before you start doing deadlift, make sure you get my approval or Dr. Schwartz or Dr. Himmer's approval, because once we get you in alignment, this is one of the best exercises for you. If I could only do one exercise, it would be the deadlift, because it has such a bigger impact than all the other ones. Another exercise is the old squat. The walking lunge, I like the forward lunge better than the step back. So some people do a step forward lunge and a step back. The walking lunge is much more effective. It helps you with balance, but it also gets more of the large muscles that we're trying to get. Then the next exercise, you can see dumbbell bench press. You can use dumbbells or you can use the barbell. That's a nice one. Lat pull downs works your lat muscles under here, and then your row, your bent over row, that works your upper back. Okay, wonderful exercises. So we typically do a heavy day and a light day. On a heavy day, we want about 5 to 10 repetitions. We're going to go down super slow, and then we're going to go up at a normal pace. And we only do 1 to 2 sets is about all we need. And on a light day, we do 8 to 12 repetitions, and then we do just 1 set. Okay. And the reason we do an antagonist workout is because an antagonist workout helps us accomplish more than just the anaerobic. It also brings the aerobic into the equation. So basically, we do a push-pull routine. So when I'm working bench press or chest press, I'm pushing this way. Then I go over here to the back pull machine and I pull this way. Okay? So if you don't have a machine or a gym membership, what you can do is you can do push-ups, and then you can lie. Then you can bend forward and do pulls this way. You're working the opposite muscle. When you work the opposite muscle, you're never letting your heart rate go down. So now you're starting to get benefits of an aerobic exercise, even though you're doing an anaerobic activity. So it's a wonderful way. And one of the most important things about anaerobic weightlifting is that it increases your metabolism because your muscle mass is increased for 3 to 4 days. So if you're trying to increase your muscle mass, that's the way to do it. And because it's going to make you more toned, because you're going to be burning more fat at the same time. So we superset bench press seated row, then we superset the shoulder press and the lat pull down, and then we superset the biceps and the triceps. When you do it that way, you're working the opposite muscles. It's much more effective than doing the old fashion, do a set, then wait another 2 minutes and go do another set of the same exercise, because your heart rate is going back down to nothing again. We want to make sure we keep that heart rate up during the anaerobic activity. All right. Now, flexibility, I'm not going to cover too much on flexibility because this is covered more in the stretching class, but you always want to warm up before you start any activity. I warm up with what we call the active stretching. Active stretching means I'm going to do 15 high knees. I'm going to do 15 kicks, okay, on each leg, and then I'm going to do 15 high kicks like that on each leg, and that's what we call active stretching. That warms me up. And then after the workout, I'll do what we call static stretching, okay? Now the foundation flexibility exercises, one of my most famous, which is not in here, is just you never want to stretch a cold muscle, but where I love to stretch is in the shower. So at the end of my shower, I've dried off, but I stay in there where it's nice and warm, and I just bend down and touch my toes. That's a great way to start the day. It's good flexibility exercise. And then I also do the active stretching after each workout, okay? After each workout, I do the static stretching, of course. Now, we do have supplements that are good to help you speed up your metabolism, help you get ready for your workout. The best thing, if you're a person that is kind of lazy, doesn't want to work out, you don't want to eat junk food. You want to make sure you get your body ready for the workout. And so there's a few supplements we have that kind of help you get ready, but ginseng is one of those good ones to help you get going. Nitric Balance is my favorite. It helps me naturally thin the blood so you're much more able to absorb your workout. And then after the workout, I always like to have some protein, and then I always have my joint formula to protect my joints. Because remember, when you're working out, even if your joints have alignment, you're still wearing out some of that cartilage, right? So that's why we always want to give ourselves some good supplements to make sure our joints are working properly. And that joint complex that we have, outstanding. Anybody that works out or uses their joints needs to be taking that joint formula. Another one is everybody should be taking omega-3. We're all deficient of omega-3 and D3, but the joint formula is my favorite, that in the fish oil. And then my pre-workout is the nitric oxide. My post-workout is the protein shake, okay? Now, supplements for the recovery is the turmeric and the resveratrol. I like the liquid version of that. And then also we have protein. The Dream Protein is a good one. The SP Complete's another good one. So it depends on what you like as taste-wise, but you need a protein after the adjustment. And one of the biggest things that you don't want to do for the first, if you work out for the next 4 hours, your body's in a much heightened state of metabolic. And so what you don't want to do is consume any kind of sugar or processed food after your workout, because that's going to sabotage what you just did. So always, have a protein shake. And I've even got protein bars when I get weak. And people have been asking me about my protein bars. They have, and they're just, when you get in a tough situation where you're hungry and you want to do something bad, grab the protein bar, grab a hand of nuts, grab a green apple, something to put good in your body so that you won't be tempted to go the other direction and get the junk food. This is my weekly training guide, okay? And on Mondays, I typically do upper body. And notice how I do chest, back together. Then I also do shoulders and lats together, and then do biceps and triceps. That's the antagonist workout we were just talking about. It doesn't take much time at all. And on Tuesday is my peak 8 20-minute workout. And that's when I'm doing the elliptical. You can use whatever you want to do. Wednesday, I do lower body. That means I'm going to be doing my deadlifts. And then I'm going to do my leg extension, leg curl, walking lunges. That's on Wednesday. Thursday, I go back to my peak 8, and I do the 10-minute, which is the lighter one, the quicker one. So it only takes me 10 minutes total, and I'm done. And then on Friday, I go back to upper body. Okay, and then upper body, I'm going to do the same muscle groups, but I'm going to do different activities. So I'm hitting different things in different ways. Okay. Saturday's my cardiovascular again. Then I'm going to go back and do another peak 8. This one's going to be for 20 minutes. This is just my routine. You guys, it works for me, but you guys can have more of a routine that works for you. But this kind of works for me. It's quick. It's easy. I don't have a lot of time. 6 kids. I'm always pulled in one direction or another. So I have to get my workout done early, and I have to get it done quickly because I don't have a lot of time. And that's one of the biggest complaints people are telling us. They don't have time to work out. You don't have time not to work out. You're going to be working out the rest of your life, or you'll be paying a bigger price down the road later, okay? And then notice how on Sunday we rest. See, God rested on the 7th day, and so should we. And so we rest on Sunday. Sunday's just a day where I do a lot of praying. I do a lot of stretching. It's a good day for me. And then the following Monday, I'm not going back to upper body because I did upper body twice that week. I'm going to lower body. So every other week, I'm going to be hitting lower body twice, upper body twice, every other week because it rotates. So next week, I'm doing upper body on Monday, lower body on Wednesday, and upper body again on Friday. So see how it kind of works that way. That way you're never getting stale. You're always changing your body so you can get maximum growth out of your muscles. Our power workout, some people who don't want to work out that 10 to 20 minutes a day, they do what we call the hour power workout. You start with a 5-minute active stretching. You do 30 minutes of anaerobic weightlifting, your full body type stuff, your deadlift, all the things we just talked about. Then you do your 20 minutes of a peak 8, your 8-minute 21, and then you do your 5-minute static stretching. This is for people that don't have that time. I personally think it's much healthier for your body to do a little bit every day, spikes metabolism, but there are some people that just don't have that in their schedule, and they only have about 2 to 3 days a week they can work out, and they do an hour on those days, okay? But a good example how you can do it if your schedule's a little bit different, call it the hour of power. Remember, this CrossFit kind of combines what we've just talked about today, and it's really for people who do not want to work out alone. So if you need to be in a group setting, CrossFit kind of combines that stuff. A lot of CrossFit gyms and gyms that have CrossFit in them. Also, remember when you're working the antagonist muscle, you can still get that heart rate up, and that's the beautiful benefit of it. So when you're doing weightlifting or any kind of workout, you're not letting your body rest long enough. You're getting to that next. That's why you can do the workout so much faster. In the old days, the anaerobic weightlifting workout took 2 hours. Now we're getting it done in 10 to 20 minutes. So it's a big time saver, okay? And then remember, when you start a workout, I always start with the nitro, then I start with my active stretching. That gets me ready, it gets my blood flowing for the workout, okay? And always plan your workout. Don't go in the workout thinking you don't know what you're going to do before you go in there, so you don't fumble around. Because you're fumbling around, heart rate's going back down, okay? And record yourself. Record how much you weigh, so you have goals, and set your goals. So I want to weigh this much by this date, and then how much you got to lose each week to get there, or how much muscle. You can measure yourself around your waist and say, I want my waist to come down this much. And that's how you got to set goals. If you don't set goals, you're gonna blow it, okay? And also, if you need a personal trainer, if you really aren't accountable enough to do this, you don't like going to a class, we know plenty of personal trainers we can set you up with. Just let me know. But remember, exercise is something we're going to do the rest of our life. And as we get older, we lose our balance. And you hear about people falling all the time and breaking a hip and all these kind of things. So we need to practice our balance every day. And most of this is covered in the stretching class, but I just want to hit it quickly. One of my favorite things to do is just stand on one leg and then lift it up and just practice that. And then do the other leg and do that for 30 seconds minimum, but sometimes you do it longer to an hour because that helps you with your balance. And you can also stand on the Bosey balls and all this other stuff, but the walking lunges helps that as well. But we need to work on our balance for the rest of our life, because after we turn 40, we start losing our balance and we start getting more unstable. So proprioception is something we're going to need to work on the rest of our life. And remember, most of us need to be motivated. Listen to everybody I know that works out, they listen to some kind of upbeat music to help them, motivate them to finish the workout. And always drink lots of water. Most of us are dehydrated. We need at least a half an ounce per pound per day. The water helps flush out the toxins, it thins the blood, increases your energy, decreases sensitivity to headaches. So half an ounce per day per pound on the water, okay? And remember to get the most out of your workout, people who have an accountability partner, a buddy they work with, a buddy they go walking with, if you have someone you can invite to work out that will help push you, and the best person is someone that already knows a little bit more than you, help them push you to that next level. Because the biggest thing we find is that people stop working out because they didn't have accountability. And so accountability is important. And then again, of course, you're terrible, we'll get you a personal training. And remember this, you cannot spot reduce, okay? You can do all these commercials you see on TV advertising that they want you to go buy this ab rolling machine and this tummy tucker machine, all these machines that you see on TV that claim they can make you look like the person on TV is baloney. You cannot spot reduce. If I work my abs and I got a big belly, all I'm going to do is make my ab muscles bigger and it's going to push my fat out further. If you want a small waist, you have to work the large muscles so that you burn more fat and more calories away from you. So your body's going to burn the fat at the last place it stored it. If it happened to be your belly, that's the last place. That's the first place it'll take it away, okay? So remember, if you want a small waist, you don't work your abs. You work your large muscles, okay? So spot reduction is over. We always want to give our body time to repair itself. That's why we work upper body on Monday. We don't do it again until Friday, okay? 72 to 96 hours for a body to repair. And then remember, we don't do any rotation or twisting to try to make our waist smaller. That tears our disc up and messes up our low back, okay? We don't do behind the neck pulls or presses because that forces my head forward. When my head goes forward, I'm making my posture worse. So all the exercises we have are actually done to strengthen your spine. When you do those exercises, you weaken your spine. And one of the worst exercises you can do is sit-ups. A lot of people are doing sit-ups to try to get their waist smaller, and what they're doing is they're working the front neck muscles, and they're making their x-ray worse. So one of my favorite exercises for abs is the front plank, which is actually on the nitro workout. So make sure you watch that nitro workout. And remember this, all sickness and disease is caused by deficiencies and toxicities. Number one toxicity the toxins that we're getting from the medications that we're taking to cover up the symptoms instead of fixing the problems. And then the number one deficiency is decreased nerve flow coming from subluxations that you've adapted to. So that subluxation is pinching the nerve. You don't know it. You lean away from it. You adapt to it. You don't think it's a problem. You go out and run, 2 or 3 miles, and all you did was hammer that crooked nail. Whether it's in your knee, your hip, your shoulder, doesn't matter. We've got to make sure that all our joints are working properly. All our nerves are working properly. If our joints and our nerves are working properly, we wouldn't have the problems we have today with society being so sick. America ranks number 37 in overall health, even though we spend 3 times more money. Why? All that money goes wasted treating the symptoms. And that's where I need you to help me. Your loved ones, the people, your neighbors, the people you care about, they're all assuming they're healthy because they have no symptoms. They're all assuming as long as I exercise and eat right, I'm going to be fine. Plenty of people exercise and eat right, and they still die young because they didn't do the whole package. They only did 2 of the 6 essentials. So essential number 1, we're going to make sure we spend time in prayer, Bible study, meditation every day. We know the research proves that. It's effective. Why should we not do it? Okay. Essential number 2, we're doing the adjustments to get your posture corrected and remove all the interference from the nervous system, maximize your healing ability. Essential number 3, you're going to make sure you're eating naturally. All the good things that God made is what you should be. At least 75% of your food should be foods that God made. And then we're going to make sure that we exercise. And all we need is about 10 minutes a day of exercise. Not a lot, just 10 minutes a day. And then we need to wake up naturally without the alarm clock, sleeping in a good, nice, firm mattress with a cervical roll or contoured pillow in our neck and 2 pillows under our knees, okay? And then lastly, we do a chemical detox. Every year I do a chemical detox right after right after New Year's. I do another one right before summer, okay? The benefits of the chemical, the detox is, well, number 1, I lose about 10 to 12 pounds. But the biggest thing for me is I may eat healthy, but I like to eat too much. And so it curves my sweet tooth, my salt tooth, and my overeating tooth. And the big thing it does is it cleans out my colon, my kidneys, my gallbladder, your intestines. The cleanse cleans everything out. You don't hear about people with clogged arteries and gallstones and kidney stones when they're doing a cleanse and getting adjusted on a regular basis. So these are the things that we all need to do the rest of our life. And unfortunately, we in America, we just assume we're healthy because we have no symptoms. And unfortunately, you don't feel the heart clogging up with cholesterol. You don't feel the cancer eating your body away until it's already too late. And so we want to make sure that we do everything we can to prevent these things from happening so you can maximize your health for the rest of your life. And so before you do your exercise assessment, make sure you get your joint assessment done first. Make sure your joints are ready for exercise. Don't hammer the crooked nail. And then let us tell you how you should start your exercise program, okay? But overall, very proud of you guys for taking the time to listen to this, and make sure that when you're ready for your exercise program, let me know and we will find one that works best for you. Anyway, there's tons of people out there that don't know what you guys just learned. Forward this email to them so that they can see it as well, because they are assuming they're healthy because they feel good. Any questions, just let me know, and I appreciate you listening. Thank you.